So in the Ledger game, we did a lot of things well. In this game, there are a few areas that we needed to work on, and here's one of them in just a second. In defense, you're going to see Sophia watch the ball and watch the player and follow the ball, but Nicole has her, so Sophia should be looking away and not leaving the open person. You got to look around. You have to look around. Otherwise, you can wind up getting burned. Okay, so here's a corner kick. Now, on a corner kick, we really have to be careful. We have to mark up, and we also have to make sure that we're not the ones who are reacting to what other players are doing. What we want to do is want to be proactive and move. And let me show that again. All right, so here's a corner kick again. Notice how the other team moves before we do. Okay, watch the red, which is Olivia Davidson, right? Watch her move around. A lot of movement there. Bam, she's first to the ball. Sure enough, bam. Okay, she's going to create opportunities. And if we are not proactive in making sure that we're defending, we're going to have someone cutting us off and like she did and scoring on us. So on corner kicks, those are the opportunities for the other team to jump ahead and get an easy one like that. And so that's one area we really need to work on. Now watch this. Watch what we do here. Here's where we pass, but we have to take off. Notice no one took off. Everyone's still on this side of the field. We need to spread it out. That's the whole point of passing back. After you pass back, you get away. Notice we're still on this side of the field, right? And so here we are. Everyone still, we have to spread out, right? And when I say everyone, I mean all the forwards and the midfielders as well, right? We need to spread that out, and that's the point of passing back and getting our defenders away from that middle, okay? Because they'll follow us, and that's how we get more space. And here, Camilla, we need you to pass back, okay? You got two people in front of you. It's going to be tough for you to get through two people. You can get through one, but to get through two, it's going to be very difficult. So keep passing back behind you, okay? Here, wide open. There's nobody there. I'm not quite sure why. That right midfielder, right? Really needs to move around. Need to pass back. Well, didn't need to, I guess, there. But here we go. You pass. You take off to the right to the open space. Second person passes, takes off to the left to the open space, or if we start out on the left, then it's vice versa, right? And then midfielders, it's the same thing, right? Watch the Ledger game, and you'll see a totally different level of play. So here we go. We pass to the right, pass to the left, take off. Pass back, now take off. Now pass, take off. And then we look, and sure enough, we can still see everyone on the screen, more or less, right? So that's what I'm talking about in terms of making sure that we move without the ball. Really important that we do that. Okay, on throw-ins, one of the things we have to make sure we do, we have to stay behind them, right? Not in front of them, because if they throw it over our heads, we're going to get burned. And there is no offsides on throw-ins, and so you never want to be in front of the person. It's better to let them have it rather than to get in front of them and thinking that we're going to steal it, okay? So here we have to continue to stay behind them. Look at Lily. Boom. She tries to get behind it, and she was behind. And if that ball had gone over our heads, then she would have had a clear line to a goal, okay? So again, we have to be careful. Here, are we behind her? We can't tell because of the camera work. Haha, Patrick. Okay, so what's wrong with this picture? A number of things. One, notice how this is an image of pretty much half the field here, and we see two players, and we don't see three players, one of our defenders, and where's the rest of our defense? Not good at all. The other thing that's wrong with the picture is that we're not sure where it's going. We're trying to steal the ball, and we have to be really careful because defense is about stopping them and then stealing the ball once we're sure we can get it. If we try to go for the tackle and miss it, we're going to get burned. Okay, and sure enough, we get burned. Someone comes over to help, but then after the help, stops, right? Stops. And the goalie need to use one hand when it's high. Just try to block it. Don't try to use two hands. I'm not quite sure who that was. But try to just hit it with one hand. You could jump higher with one rather than to have both hands up in the air. All right, so we're back to this. And notice again, not much movement. We need more movement after we get the ball back. I don't know if we were tired in the end, but we were getting beat to the ball quite a bit. And sure enough, that's why we can't move the ball around, right? There's no one on the outside. We're pretty much, all the yellow is pretty much on the inside. No one outside of the other team. Now here, what I want you to notice is how we're passing back to the goalie. I want us to do this a lot more. Pass back to the goalie. Now, we might get burned this season doing that. That's all right. We owe it to the goalie to try to develop that skill, right? That they become part of the team in a way where they kick the ball around and are able to create some plays, not just stop the ball, but also be able to stop it and then kick it back. So we did that a couple of times very nicely.